I forgive myself because I'm just a layman, right? So, as a layman, there are things that I may not understand. As a layman, there are things that I may understand. I might say sometimes, only to find that actually it's the opposite. So, I forgive myself first. I did not know that you know what. Once the decision is made by the Constitutional Court, it's not actually the end of the world. That is what the MK Party spokesperson have just said. That no, relax. Not the end of the world. We have plenty of options. We're just looking for which one to take. So don't get it confused. We've got a lot of look. We've got plenty of options. Don't get it twisted. And I said, eh? He's like, no. This issue of Jacob Zuma have happened in the past. There's a leader who similar situation has happened, just like the one of Jacob Zuma. The courts were manipulated to make a decision in favor of their political landscape in that country. That leader took that matter to the UN Commission. It overturned the decision of the Constitutional Court of that country, and the person contested elections, right? And I'm like, hey, yeah. But still, then for a matter to get to that level, right? It's gonna take time. One can still do it. I mean, I don't refuse that the MK Party can still do it. I don't refuse that. What I'm saying is, meanwhile, they will have to have a contingency plan. It is the contingency plan that I think it will open a door for the following thing that I'm about to talk about. But before I talk about that, you know what? It's not a contingent plan to actually do the following, right? It's not an afterthought. So it's a what can I say? It's a perfect thing to do. Take a look at what you need to do here. If you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come on, good people. Because to subscribe, it is free. To like the video, it is free. To comment in the comment section below, it is free of charge. To click the notification bell, it is free of charge. To share this video, it is free of charge. To watch this video until the end, it is free of charge. Also, good people, come on, to watch the ads, it's free of charge, and that's how you financially contribute to this YouTube channel. Speaking about financially contribution to the channel, you can become a member of this YouTube channel from as little as 20 Rand a month. You can also use the super thanks button. In case you don't want to do that, guys, there is a way where you can use my media company banking details to donate to the channel, and you know what I'm saying, will bring you more, and also guys want to buy more equipment. So the power is in your hands. Please do the honorable thing as we proceed. Okay, so I spoke about let's also call it a temporal plan. Before I'm going to play you the video, right? Before this matter can be taken to the UN, it must also, what's this word? The elections are just around the corner, right? So the MK Party, if they win the 2/3 majority, or if, for instance, they have the highest numbers, maybe a bit lower in terms of running the government by themselves, so they need probably a political party just to add few numbers. Still, they will have to provide a president, right? So I'm saying before they can take that before they can institute such a plan where they will take the decision to the UN, they will still need to provide the country with the president. Meanwhile, they are fighting the decision with for Jacob Zuma in the United Nations Court. So I'm saying that it therefore still opens the window for it's there. It still opens the window for Mogoeng Mogoeng. It's just the way. And in fact, there's already attraction towards Mogoeng Mogoeng. But before we dive into Mogoeng Mogoeng, take a look at what MK spokesperson has got to say here.
How does that make sense? That he will make a decision about whether or not he wants to lead, or he may put forward someone else in order to lead as president. And of course, all of this is predicated on the MK winning the election hands down. In other words, defeating all of the parties in contention. How would that work if he is not allowed to be a member of parliament?
Well, that's your view and a misconception that it's a difficult issue to understand. We're saying to you that there's other options as well. President Zuma doesn't have to be, president of the country if he doesn't want to be. That's the first point. What I'm also going to say to you is that there's other options, and those options are with the UN Human Rights Committee, of which there was a similar case in Sri Lanka, where a court, similar to what is happening here, upheld, a court order that led to a political leader in that country not being able to run for elections. And guess what? The United Nations Human Rights Committee overturned it, and he was able to run for elections. So it's not the end of the road for President Zuma.
Are you suggesting that he may end up at this UN court?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're taking this matter to the United Nations Human Rights Committee and to get it overturned. So there's many ways to skin a cat here, Toli. But also, let's focus on the fact that we want a two-thirds majority so we can change this constitution that's based on Roman Dutch law, that doesn't represent us, and that is totally being abused continuously by judges that are not even elected by our people. And 6 of them, who ought to have recused themselves, still continue to preside over the matter. I mean, how is it possible that these 10 judges, unelected, make decisions that affect and infringe on the rights of South Africans, who, by the way, want their leader, in the form of President Zuma, to be in parliament? So that's just, again, the nature of this system.
Okay. So, with that being said, I'm saying there's already attraction, or I was saying there's already attraction for Judge Mogoeng, right? There's already this thing about Judge Mogoeng to say, listen, people gravitate as well towards Mogoeng. There's already this thing that people want Judge Mogoeng to come back, you know what I'm saying, and be associated with the EMK party. So I think a temporal plan will be that they bring that man and he be the president, and they've overturned that decision. Say, for instance, that decision takes about a year to fight that decision, and they win that decision. Because when you go to court, it doesn't mean that you're going to knock on the door, application get accepted, and then the next day you are going there to argue. No. It takes time. You submit your heads of argument. The side, they will also file. That process. It might take 3 months just for the two parties to set up their arguments in place, and then once that is done, and then the court will hear that, and once that is done, it gives a verdict here. So that process might take longer, right? It's not like the 1 year constitutional court where this thing was launched earlier on and then the decision. So it probably took about 2 weeks in between. Then we now have the final decision. It doesn't mean that even going to the United Nations, commission corner, you're just gonna take as look at the time that it took the side. It might take a bit longer. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying one way or the other, there's going to be a president, or it will come from the other political party that they would have, because this is if, right? If they are in a coalition government, then the president can also come from the other political party until they solve their problem this side. But again, it will be difficult, but it's still possible with this politic thing. Just now we were thinking that it's the end of the world, and then another thing, boom, it came. So it's still possible, man. It's still possible. Let me just say so. It's still possible. This thing is just like a game. It's not predictable. It's a fact. You can't predict this. You can't say, yeah, this is how it's going to unfold. It's a very difficult thing to do, and you will do that at the peril of your soul. So you can't do that. You can't predict the outcome of everything here. Though the one of a constitutional court, actually, that's why I was not surprised. I just brought it before you, but I was not surprised because the bottom line is that we expected that. We expected the previous judges to defend their decisions. I was not expecting them to rule otherwise. So some of those things are very much predictable, but some are not predictable, right?